Okay, today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why you could be getting denied or could be denied for your next mortgage, all right? But before we get into this topic, I want to go ahead and salute all of my radical marketers out there, always holding it down in the comment section. Your comments propel the videos and the YouTube algorithm, and it means more than you know. And for all of you new people watching me for the first time, thank you so much. It means a lot. I'm humbled. I'm honored that you'd watch this. And our videos are really talking head videos, really simple, straight to the point, no fluff and all stuff. So I welcome you to subscribe and smash that like button. Let me know I'm doing a good job. All right, guys, so it's really, really frustrating when you're denied for a mortgage or when you're trying to get a mortgage and things are hung up. So these are going to be the 5 reasons why you could be getting denied for a mortgage or could be denied for a mortgage. And I've got an entire playlist of how to buy a home. And I'm going to be adding more videos to the channel because real estate is something that I want to put on this channel as well, whether you're doing conventional real estate and just, buying a primary home or a secondary home, or you want to get into real estate investing and do some more creative financing type of things that normal people won't tell you. A lot of people that are in the financial world are dumb as rocks, and they'll just tell you what they want to regurgitate to get your business, and they don't tell you what you can do. They tell you what you can do with their company. So just keep those things in mind. The first reason why people can get denied for mortgages, and it could be a very costly mistake, about $800 to $1,000 mistake, and this really burns people in the butt, is student loans being in default. Okay, so I wrote some notes down. I want to just read them off if that's okay. But basically, FHA is a government-backed loan, and so are student loans. You cannot be in a default status or you'll be denied, period. So the government's not going to approve an FHA loan for you if you're already defaulting on student loan debt, if that makes sense. If you have government student loans and then you want to get a government FHA loan, they're going to deny you if you're delinquent and you're in default status with these loans. And a lot of people don't realize this because you can't see this until after the inspection is done, and the inspection is non-refundable. So when you're going through inspection, that inspection cost is usually non-refundable. Yes, you can get your earnest money back, things like that, but this could be an $800 to $1,000 mistake if you are in default and you're not careful. And a lot of the times you won't find that out until after the inspection and after it's too late. So if you think that you're in default status with your student loans, check on that if you can before you even explore this, because I would hate to see any of you get a type of fee like this. And a lot of people don't know this. If student loans don't apply to you, hey, rock on. They don't apply to me either, okay? But they do apply to a lot of Americans, and it's really hard to get these student loans off of your credit report, things like that. And so that is going to be a big problem for many of you, and I just want you guys to be aware of that before you guys go through this process so you don't lose money. The second thing that you could be denied for is for temporary jobs, right? So usually an underwriting company for primary, secondary residents, they want to see 2 years of tax returns. And what they do is, like, let's say you had one job in sales and you made $100,000, and then you went to car sales and made $60,000. So basically what they'll do is they'll take it together, 160, and they'll divide it by 2. Normally that's what they'll do. They'll take the average of the 2 years. Or sometimes they'll even take the lesser of the 2 years. And if it's a career path change, like you were a chef and now you're in IT, these are 2 different things. They want to see income, and every underwriter is different on stuff like that. So if you've had a ton of temp jobs in between, they don't know if you're going to be stable enough to pay the mortgage back. So you may be denied for temporary jobs. Okay, just be aware of that. I'm going to do a lot of videos detailing a lot of the underwriting for FHA, conventional, things like that too, so you guys know. I'm just throwing out generics right now. This whole video is based on why you could be getting denied for a mortgage, or how you could be denied for a mortgage. So number 1 is student loans in default. Number 2 is temporary jobs. Number 3, a lot of people don't realize, but it's the excessive use of a Venmo, a Cash App, a Zelle where you're getting like 40% of your income coming from these apps. And I have a whole video on this of why banks hate these apps. They may not admit that they hate them. They're trying to get used to them. They're here to stay. But these type of apps, they have a hard time understanding, is this personal expenses? Should this be taxed? Is this money laundering? Is this not money laundering? So a lot of the credit card companies have cracked down on the reward points with using these type of apps. And a lot of the banks don't like them when they're doing underwriting because they don't know where the paper trail is, which makes sense. But at the same time, just be aware that if you have a lot of these type of things going on in your bank account, you may want to switch that to another bank account that they may not know about, that they may not be aware about, or limit that use and do something else until you get that mortgage approved or you're in that home and you own that home, then go back to that behavior. But just be aware that if you're having like 30 to 40% of your income coming from this type of thing, because a lot of people get paid from that. Hey, I'll paint your deck, cash at me. Or hey, I'll do this, cash at me. I'll take donations, cash at me. Here's the problem. If you say, oh, that's the money I made from my job, or that was for donations, the bank doesn't know how to calculate how much you're realistically making and should you be paying taxes on it, and they have to do a paper trail, and they just hate it. So number one is student loans. Number two is temporary jobs. Number three is excessive use of the Cash App type of apps. And number four is applying for too many mortgages. Okay. So if you're constantly being applied for mortgages, I've heard tons of people being denied for that, believe it or not. So what happens is they think, oh, well, why do they keep being denied for mortgages or something that we're not seeing? We don't want to take the risk on that. A lot of lenders are getting a lot more stringent on their underwriting, especially with coming out of a pandemic and inflation going up and the housing market being a little unstable with the rent moratorium, stuff like that. So there's just a lot going on there. So if you're constantly applying for mortgages and being denied, they're going to wonder what's up with that, and you could be denied because of that. And then the fifth and the final reason is your application doesn't match the forms. If you're saying you're making this amount of money, but you're providing income that doesn't show that, if you're saying I've been at this employer this long and it's not showing that, or you don't have a paper trail for that, you will be denied. This is not like a credit card where you can just put stated income and lie on it if you want to lie. This is something that they are going to do their due diligence of proving every single thing, and they will be intrusive and they will ask a lot of uncomfortable questions. So be ready for that. But that's what you sign up for when you sign up for a mortgage. Okay. Now, I also have a video of how you can make a down payment with a credit card. A lot of real estate agents won't tell you that. They'll say it can't be done. You don't want to do that. Why would you do that? They don't understand thinking outside the box. A lot of people are just worker bees. They just think in this mind frame. They don't think of outside the box like real estate investors or different things like that. So watch these videos. I'll make a link in the description. Comment below what you were denied for that you didn't see coming if you were denied.